Yes?
I got something to tell you.
What?
You're fucking adorable.
You're only saying it on nice
And
days.
I'll always love you.
You're only saying it on good days. Ow! What?
Do you want me to put the chin too?
You don't think that on nice days. I'm joking. Jesus. You're gonna do it again, aren't you? Yup. Love you.
I do.
Ow. Oh. You okay? Two down there. I don't know if they're on the floor.
I know, just one of them. So close. And we'll see what you do to me.
Don't you're The afternoon has hit in its few hours while movement comes from the other TV side of the door and Zach's heavy treads brighten the dribbles from the TV. The lock clicks, the knob turns, and slowly it swings open to reveal a very exhausted looking Zach. What, did he run a marathon?
Sup, Z-Man?
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was...
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Like in my tone might be his rival, easy day restless aching me. You know what I would have done if something bad happened to one of my friends. If another minute had gone by without him showing up, I might have resorted to conviction.
Only after you broke the 13th one? I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment. And stop calling me Z-Man!
I didn't break anything this time.
Ash, just because I gave you a key doesn't mean you can just stroll in here whenever you want to. And hey, is that my...
Gary had a friendly banter and an easy smile come naturally. I do it even without thinking, and that speaks volumes about how comfortable I am around him. And it's nice, isn't it? It makes me afraid of it, however, the idea that a time might come where I might just do these things without even meaning to it and offend him in some way. The friendship might be closer than most, I share with others, but there are boundaries you can't cross without the other's permission. I've been respectful of that so far. Neither asking about appearance or what happened to me. I'd rather he said not so much. It's also this easy banter that makes me wish we could just stay like this, no worries, no problems. Just potato chips in debate on whether or not I deserve them. But as usual, something always cut moments.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend. Did you at least share some with Bella?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really? It's free food, you know? What was that you usually say? You don't say no to free food? What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Although her tone forces him to do a double take, Zach doesn't push it. It quickens out the clear in his eyes when he glances my way ill. I really wish I could answer him, despite my best efforts, Isabel has been forthcoming as well. What am I supposed to do? I can't just force her to speak, can I? She's not a criminal to be interrogated. She's a friend, for Pete's sakes. It's a good thing Zachary has a better handle of the situation than I. I soon enough, in case the subject. Where it leads to isn't necessarily the better topic, however.
Aye. But if you want something, just say so. I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do. Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach. Maybe next time. Food is not really what we came here for. Ash, he's the one who...
She stumbles into one of her uncertain silences again before glancing my way. There's a plea in there for me to take the lead in this. But where do we start? The mansion. The great things we've been seeing, the leather. Even if I am afraid of what he might say. I can't even believe I'm considering taking a deeper look into this whole thing in the first place. But here I am.
Please don't tell me something happened again.
No, nothing. None so far. And we're keeping it that way as much as possible.
Ash, it's not that easy. This isn't some...
We don't know that. Let me...
Sometimes I make myself how much I try for her. But what can I offer her? I was the first one who brushed her off. We've all been giving our warning that day in that desperate pleading tone of hers, and I just stood there judging her. This is the least I can do, perhaps even to make up for all those other times I've
Let
hurt
me
her.
look at this first, okay? I agreed to help, but you've got to let me handle things from now on.
I already told you everything.
There must be something we're not seeing in this just yet. We'll sort this out, but no more silly ideas and running around on your own. You're making people worry more than necessary. Becca, especially.
So everything's fine?
Depends on who you're asking. How are things with you? Anything odd?
Good, I guess. Admittedly, how things went down at the housewarming party last night threw me off a bit.
I'm not asking about that. Remember the letter thing Isabella's been yapping on about? I'm asking about that kind of odd.
So but Zach starting to look at me like I've grown a second head. Yeah, I would too if there was ever a universe when I was standing in front of myself. Because even as a child, I never believed in ghost stories. Lucky charms, mythical objects from my mother have often been stored away or given as paltry gifts to those who would appreciate them.
Well, the dreams, they're a lot worse than usual. There's a woman now, ever since we saw that letter. I don't know if it's the same one Isabella talked about. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I really don't want to go back to sleep sometimes. Last night was the worst. Anyway, why are you asking about this?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait, stop right there for a sec.
What's up,
Bella.
Buffaloes?
I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash. Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
Granted, I haven't eliminated every single possibility here yet, but what else is there to go off on from here? What's up, AJ? I worry look, Zach, shooting my wife doesn't help one bit in helping me gather my thoughts either. Good luck on the game, thank you. When that's what I came here for. Somehow everyone's suddenly gets so worried about me. Not like I'm pulling this out of my...
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is, someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
I made your other video, I came in so late. You're good, no worries. Along with Isabella's warnings. What's occurring around Zach? What's happening around Les Brown since Isabella found
Have
their
you two
mother?
seen the news this morning?
That possible impression is enough answer. Of course he hasn't. Another night, another nightmare. The guy most certainly went out as soon as he got out of the bed to shake the images off. Memories have never really left him. Isabella.
I haven't, actually. Mama called, and I was busy.
That could easily mean anything. To her, Kia, her older brother, end up in jail again. She had the bailment numerous times in the past, though all that did was piss her off, not sap out every ounce of cheer in her. Or is it that the older brother, the younger one who keeps insisting that he'll quit school so she could come home? That was 2 years ago, as far as I know. She already sorted that one out. Couldn't have been her father, right? With the mansion sale, she has earned enough to cover every bill for a while. It should. So, what is it?
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
Whatever bugging her, I do is something meant for casual discussion. She would have mentioned it sooner. Took my curiosity for later. Take the remote and began cycling through the channels. Distraction, not a good one, I admit, but definitely better than having her to prod. Eventually, I find one doing a recap of this morning's reports. There it is. The poor guy that is unidentifiable was how badly his body's been burnt. Murder by arson. That's the logical explanation if I was the officer looking into it. Except, they couldn't find the source of the fire. The fire didn't even
Found dead
spread.
in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Luxborn police.
They're going to consider spontaneous human combustion soon enough if they don't find anything else. That's what's important for everyone to know in this is safe.
A similar writing was found in another victim's room from last week's incident. Both were employees of Briar Realty Corporation. LBN has reached out to the...
Like what happened to Cooper. Hell, I wonder how many other deaths like this that I missed while I've been looking into it. LPD's already thinking it's a serial killer at this point. How long until the consult went to London? I'm not sure. The Anselm Butcher has always been an enigma. Even to the people within the city. Gone for a few years, then the next, one body after another is found. Merely handling the case has apparently driven the chief inspector insane years ago. He never did find out who committed those murders. Maybe now
This
this
is
time.
because of that thing, isn't it? I did this somehow.
Her voice all came out like a whisper, but each syllable lingers in the air, heavy with her guilt. And the thick tension of the room, they strike harsher than any of the things we said. However, she also had to understand, no, that she isn't the only one on this. No one has asked her to take this upon herself. Becca won't. That won't. I sure as hell
It
won't.
ain't too late. We could still fix this. There's 3 of us here. 4 if you count Rebecca.
No, she's staying away from this. I don't want to involve her in this any more than I already have. Both of you as well.
I already said it. That's completely out of the question. Stop asking.
Encouragement aside, this is still a whole effing mess and we're in it blind. The only way to make it worse is if we start running around like a bunch of headless chickens. But I have a concrete plan now, I think. Maybe Isabella's right. Maybe we should dig deeper into BRC itself. Maybe we're looking at it the wrong way. However, my suspicions are mine for the moment. Details are something Zack doesn't need to know. How I have something to show. It's enough that he's aware that I have an idea in mind. For his part, Z-Man doesn't push it. And nothing but a heavy silence leaves our departure hours later. Seriously, Zack would probably make a more responsible officer than me, if he only had the heart to join the force. We could certainly use more kind people like him. But as good as that thought is, I push all of it into the back of my mind as Isabella and I are hit from my car. Tonight I can't stay distracted. Except for a few half-hearted attempts to get some kind of reaction from Isabella. The drive to BRC is a quiet, awkward affair. More so, the hour-long wait for nightfall. Even with only the 2 of us, the place is rife with tense energy. Only a matter of minutes now. But the ticking sounds don't take away the edge, and for the 5th time I reach out and fiddle with the radio, adjusting and turning the knobs with no real purpose. It's a nervous quirk I developed and never bothered to correct during day outs. Something to keep my mind occupied during long nights, but also there for me to do. The person I usually count on for a casual out of the blue chat refuses my attempts at
Ash,
starting one.
out with it! If you
The way she quickly flatters into silence after, in spite of the tone she takes, though. Be doubt if she really means everything she's telling me right now. She hasn't even glanced my way since we
Having second
arrived.
thoughts? You can still back out if you want.
We're just going to my office. Why should I?
Dunno? You can get in trouble, maybe. This isn't exactly legal.
Scope BRC out, see if the real estate company has any more information that may be of help. Find things about Cooper and the other agents assigned to Emmergard Mansion. According to Isabella, it's the last property the victims have worked on. Sure, I can also check the situation for her full reports. That's the easy, semi-legal way. But I don't want to bump into Chief right now. The guys at the precinct will definitely throw me out on his orders as soon as they see me. Not that my plan right now is any better. I'm just breaking into a different place, more or less, with a civilian to boot. The latter still doesn't sit well with me, and never did. Especially if this might put her in a very tricky position afterwards. She's been very careful when it comes to her work, almost a model employee. And people would say, why is she throwing caution to the wind?
I'm not an employee here. I'm not supposed to be looking for any confidential stuff. Only people like you are privy to.
If you mentioned earlier that this is your plan, I might have had enough time to think about it. I already promised to help if you need access to those files. I didn't think you'd want to see them this soon and in this way. Besides, the same goes for you, right? You were taken off your case. Won't you get in trouble with your boss?
Honestly, it's a toss-up between breaking into our office or into the Wrights Mansion. As it stands, I'll have an easier time getting in here first. After all, why would someone want to break into a reality company? Been here many times there before. A few casual visits when I wanted to bug Gary Cat. Over the years, I have more or less grown familiar with the security setup and how badly staffed they are. Plus, it's an old building. If the bankruptcy rumors are true, just means their access protocol might also be evaded.
Still, I can do this on my own, you know.
Really? And how are you even planning to get into our office without an access card? Please explain.
Well, I was going to pry open the card reader and use a gecko.
You're a hopeless case. I really want to know why no one has locked you up yet.
Yeah, you're helping me with this. Willingly. I don't think that'll sit well with the Philippine embassy either. Chances are you'll probably get deported the minute they find out.
Oh, blow, I know, but it's worth a shot when she can still turn back. It's not like I don't have any means to get into the place. But for without her, I have a way.
At least I have a reason to be snooping about. My badge and rank can speak for me in case things go south. You?
For past a second, it seems to work. I hit the panic and hesitation flashes across her features, but she looks to me with searching eyes. Then unexpectedly, the sobs, not behind the fear I'm anticipating, but underneath something sharp and searing. I'm not sure what she sees exactly or what she's hoping to find in the short while she holds my gaze. Was that Elite? Oh, it merely goes unspoken no longer than a minute later. She slightly averts her attention back to the window, turning it once again at some point.
Isabella,
aside.
please, now's not the time.
It's too late for that, Ash. Give it a rest.
What up, Ninja? A appeal spoken in a voice too hard coming from her. Her hat's unintentional, perhaps one that's already too exhausted of everything going on lately. It's hard not to conceive when she takes on that tone, and soon, despite myself, I sigh. Tucking away every concern, I've been looking around in favor of trusting her on this, according her the same confidence she has given me.
Alright, okay, if that's what you want. And don't worry, I didn't mean what I said earlier. I won't let anything happen to you.
Her lip briefly turned up in a smile, though none of the tear reached her eyes.
Get this over with, okay? Everyone should be out of the office by now.
Somehow the uncertainty in her posture makes me wonder if she intended it as some comment of her comforting gesture, whether it is for me or for her. She doesn't let me find out without saying another word. She exits the car while I'm left scrambling, chasing after her. She's already at the side entrance, a hand raised on the card reader beside it, and another poised to push the door open when I catch up to her. Whatever doubt there had been in her face a while ago is gone. Seeing her like this makes it easier to believe my worries are unfounded, that things might go smoothly this time.
And where do you think you kids are going? It's late. Most offices in this building have already closed up shop for the weekend.
Volk seems friendly enough, though one can't really tell from his voice alone. He might be the worry sort for all I know. Keeping an unconcerned face and aloof air won't hurt, till I figured out how to wiggle us out of the situation.
Just come back on Monday if you have important business.
From the way Isabella's face brightens up, it looks as though getting through won't be too much of a problem. He's probably been working here for a few months already, then maybe around 4 to 6 months max. Otherwise, he would have recognized Isabella or me at first glance. I haven't shown my face here since I've been assigned to the firm case a year ago. In the first place, none of their security offers ever lasted a year in service. The longest was around 7.5. I'll get this guy around that before he gets fired or finds a better paying job. For the moment, his too friendly attitude is almost against.
Hey, Seb!
Oh, look who we have here. Been a few days since I last saw that ponytail in here, Santiago?
Close enough!
Wait, don't tell me yet. I'll get it right this time. Sanchez!
You were closer the first time?
Drat. I swear it is on the tip of my tongue. I just need a hint to remember.
Take it back. This kid is not going to pass this month. You can't remember a regular employee's
Alright,
name.
I'm sure of it this time. Centillon?
Still a ways off, Seb.
Isabella, we don't have all night.
No, just let me handle this. Sorry, Seb. Some other time. We're in a bit of a hurry. I just need to get a few things from my cubicle. Important work stuff, you know? Is it okay if we drop upstairs for a sec?
Oh, absolutely. No, go right ahead. As long as you have your access card with you, we're good. Not sure if I'm allowed to let your boyfriend in, though.
Who, me?
My what?
Your boyfriend. The guy with you, isn't he?
It's a fair observation, if I do say so myself. Needless to say, the silence that descends is both unfortunate, uncomfortable, and terribly awkward. Although the latter probably coming mostly from me, because in the next second Isabel laugh. Louder than the ones I've heard from her lately. A comforting sound, really, after seeing her in such a dour mood since this morning. Even as all of us subdues into mere chuckles sooner than I liked. Comforting to see that I'm at least particularly responsible for it, despite my poor heart being beaten to a sorry pulp.
Oh, no! No! He's definitely not my boyfriend.
She might as well have set it on fire and reduce it to dust while she's at it. Frankly, the number of no's in that sentence alone is a bit too much. Christ, one would have been enough to get the message across. Did she really have to put it that way?
That's impossible! Stop being funny, Seb. I'll go on ahead, okay?
She quickly shuffles aside with nothing more than a small wave, leaving behind an even more awkward atmosphere for me to wade through. It would have been bearable if I didn't have to suffer through a stranger's amusement. Alas, woe is me.
Not the boyfriend, but close to it, huh?
Mind your own business.
Kids these days. Good to see her up and about, though. Thought for sure she'd up and disappear like the others.
Excuse me?
You know, stuff in the news.
You mean what happened with Rose Cooper?
If I'm going to get stuck here with him for a while, I might as well try to gather as much intel as I can. He may just be a guard, someone with no real authority. Most of the time, people like him are the ones who know more than they let on.
Yeah, but even before that, we've got a couple of good blokes we never saw again.
Really? Those guys could have just resigned for all you know.
Dunno, I only catch tidbits of stuff from over here. Though seriously, I heard the branch is getting flushed soon, but that's no excuse for anarchy. Figures why Boss Man's been in an awful temper these past months.
They managed to strike a good deal with the mansion in Anselm, right? That didn't do the trick?
Didn't seem like it. The bloke shouting like no tomorrow again. Wasn't very pleased when Gurley called and asked for another leave yesterday afternoon.
Gurley? Isabella?
Not too surprising considering she's already been gone for 3 days. Now she's asking for another. Not that it's a bad thing, it's within her rights as an employee, but Isabel really uses her work leaves.
Poor lassie if you ask me. She found him a buyer for that mansion after all. The least he could do is be considerate to her after a family member's passing.
Wait, what?
Remember BRC, Rose Cooper, missing in action employees, all of it ceasing to matter in that instinct. Alan was an instinct, my eyes zero in on the intercom, speaking as if staring daggers at it while showing me the man behind the voice, so I could see the truth in his face myself.
You don't know?
No, what?
Nothing. I shouldn't be the one you're asking, and, things might get a bit boring here. No one really wants to hear what a poor old guard wants to say. Why don't you just go after her? As long as you're not looking to create trouble for me, it won't be a problem. You aren't here for that, right?
He's lucky I'm not here to hurt anyone. If I were someone with ill intentions, he might not be smiling at the end of the day. Ginger, how's it going? Hope you and the family had a fantastic holiday. Same to you, Teflon.
Well, no, but...
I'll go and unlock that side entrance for you then. Just don't forget to turn off the lights before you both leave, okay?
Hey, wait a second. What do you mean by...
He cuts off the connection before I can finish, and the rest of my question dies in my throat. Soon, the latch clicks and the side door swings open. Seb, a stout man, wearing a uniform still too loose for him, waves me over from the gap before he disappears, before thinking again. Just my luck. Yeah, I thought I'm going to have to count to whatever Isabella brings with her. Although no matter how much I want to feel happy, something else has already taken a firm seat in the forehead of my mind. Is that why she's been acting not like herself today? Since when? Of course, as I step into the building, I try to push all the cushions as far down as I can. I need to focus work as work. But if what I heard is exactly what it is, if it's a sign of things to come, honestly, I don't feel too good about that. Your sub numbers are looking fantastic, and your channel looks great as well. Very well deserved. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a quiet ride up to the 7th floor, where the BRC look brown main offices. Sib had kind enough to switch the gas elevator power on, just as I'm about to head for the fire exit stairs. Yeah, keep writing them letters without hurt. Would you say welcome relief? I'm an active guy, but stairs? I don't want to tire out too quickly in case things get ugly. There probably won't be any trouble with the building and quiet, but you never know. I swear, the whole place definitely feels eerie at this time of night. Until I confirm anything, those are still just stories. Worse things can happen. No need to scare myself. Staying calm means feeling
I sure
safe.
am fucking gutsy, especially with what I'm doing.
I'm breaking a lot of laws here. I'm also putting Isabella in a lot of risk. One thing that can come out of this is that Isabella's right all along. Worst case scenario? 1. Someone finds out Isabella's involved in this and her boss fires her. 2. I find evidence that would implicate BRC or leak right in the crime, and my meddling, if I'm not careful enough, makes it admissible in court. Though I'll be honest, I'd rather prefer losing my job or facing rape over some spirit or ghost or whatever it is. I could also work around the problems with the former. Isabella could also find a better job. BRC never did pay her properly despite her efforts. But fighting off a phantom? How does one even do that? Do guns even work with him? Great dream. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic one. I'll see you in the next one, Ginger. See you later, Teflon.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Tonight, I'm here to fix things. If I do it without leaving a trail, all the better. Good thing that's what I'm good at. Easy way in. Find a way into BRC with the help of a friend. What I'll probably never be good at is finding the proper words when a ditch calls for it. But seeing Isabella's small form beyond those doors, how she pushes through despite carrying an entire different burden this time, how she's pretending as if everything's normal, it's difficult not to try. People who have never looked beyond her smiles will never know, will never understand. Hell, even Rebecca probably is not yet aware of this. I get it, we have other problems at hand. I've done the same thing plenty of times to protect myself after all. But it's all in her eyes when she glances up at the few light raps I give the door. She wastes no time in leaving the mess of papers on the table and opening it for me. Though even her confusion as she takes in my presence barely hides it.
Seb let you in?
A rough edge in her voice rings a whole different tune now that I'm aware why. But knowing it's different from hearing it straight from her, I can't simply bring this out, can I? It's not a topic suited for casual conversation, and I doubt she wants to talk to me about it. As much as I want to help, there's a distance between us I'll never be able to cross. One that wouldn't even be able if it wasn't for me. Perhaps if I had been more honest years ago and less of a coward, I might have been able to. Figures I couldn't even do that for the one person I keep telling myself that I care deeply about.
What can I say? I'm a very charming person.
To a rock, maybe.
This is the closest we can get to it, I suppose. The light banter, the fleeting glances, or sometimes the long bouts of silence. And it's enough for me this, because even without words, there's comfort. With her, it's
Must
easy.
be a pretty cool rock then.
Ugh, get over yourself.
Hey now, I deserve some slack here. Today's supposed to be my day off, and yet here I am helping you out.
Helping. By standing at the door.
Well, you're not exactly letting me in.
Despite what she says, she moved to block me when I tried to enter. She must have expected this. The second we walked up the building's entrance and counted on the night shift guard to bear me from the place. It's reassuring to know she's somehow worried about me, although it's a bit misplaced at the moment. Beside her concerns aside, I really can't let her get into the thick of things without me. Not with all the problems on her plate.
Isabella?
Seriously, Ash. Seb might get in trouble for this. You might get in even bigger trouble with your boss.
And you're not? We've already talked about this back at Zach's. It's out of the question.
At least do it for Seb, please. He's a really nice guy. With the way things are going here, he's...
On that, I agree with her. Seb's not such a bad fellow. Might be a little careless with his job and talk too much, but he means well. I hate to see the guy leave here with a bad record in case something goes wrong. Howard, the anxious look, she shoots me back the table behind her, bringing an even bigger
Did you
worry.
find something? Aside from what you told me about yesterday?
Not yet. I'm not sure. I haven't started going through the files we have in the records room. Just the ones they handed to me in rows.
Let me see.
Wait, Ash!
Isabella, I already promised you that no one's going to get in trouble after we're done here. Even Seb. I'll make sure we leave the place clean.
Her hesitation's still there, a split second of indecision. She tried to form an argument. Eventually, when nothing comes to mind, she puts
Okay,
aside.
but we can't take the original files out of this office. Clear? Not even a single sheet. We'll just have to make a copy.
Don't worry, that's the plan.
Appearing to reassure her, I nod, then shortly she gestures for me to follow. Passing the sea of cubicles, I can't help but taking everything in their office, a force of habit for the most part. As far as I know, BRC Brown used to own this whole building, offices and several floors once upon a time, when real estate is such a lucrative business for the company and its side of the country. Then competition showed up and suddenly everything's not so good anymore. It only got worse as the years went by, or so according to rumors. Now the branch is just the floor, despite what the huge sign in the building facade says, and frankly, it's not too hard to believe when one looks at the state of this room right now. A number of deaths have been cleared out. Personal mementos are scarce, as if the employees have gone on excess. That'll be the downside and probably the worries and love. Of course I shake all of this when Isabel starts handing me the papers she's been looking through. Focus, Frey. There's no point in whining or dwelling any longer on it. That's why we're here in the first place, to find out what the real deal is, the old-fashioned way. Isabel's presence is a whole other blessing too. I couldn't imagine how long this would take if I pushed going in here alone.
Is this everything? Where are the documents you mentioned?
Still locked up in the records room. Do you need them now?
Bring them here. Everything that has to do with the mansion's sale. Even those who worked on it during the renovations. The cleanup, everything. Including your mandatory sign-in sheets.
Nothing to bring up, but at least it liked a laugh from her before she heads for the records room. She remembers, and no matter how weak the sound of it is from her usual ones, it's a welcome thing to her to hear. It reminds me that the Isabel I know is still in there. She returns minutes later with a thick stack of folders and binders. For the next half of the hour, we were in complete silence while we dig into everything compiled in the folders. Not an easy task, considering how thick the whole thing is, but there's two of us. In fact, Isabella does most of the work, sorting the contracts, the employee lists, and stuff we don't need into a neat pile. Just the files for the restoration alone makes out a stack of papers that's an inch thick. Third-party service providers hired by for the masonry, radiators, woodworker, plaster work, slate roofing, and a whole bunch of other things that are well documented. Hell, every single contractor who worked on the project were listed individually, even if they were just here to do the plumbing. It's high profile, a high cost estate, alright. But to go come the loopholes. I mean, plenty of room to hide something in, if there's something fishy going on. All I had to do is find a pattern. It doesn't take long. Upon closer glance, despite the original owners shouldering the renovate costs, it'll be surprising if they manage to break even on the Emigard mansion. With what the additional expenses for the open house, the commission for their agents, and other overhead fees. At one point, negotiations to get it listed under BRC's name almost broke down to some disagreement about the listing price. The owners wanted to be rid of it as quickly as possible while keeping the worth at a profitable level. BRC was insisting on a higher amount, double what the appraiser suggested. This plus the rumor that their branch is closing. BRC Brown really is in the red of the sale of the mansion could have easily been a desperate move to keep the branch.
No wonder the final sale happened as fast as it did. Did you know about this?
No. They took it off our hands after I submitted the final documents for the sale. I didn't even know until I read this. I'm not sure if Rose did. I've only been given the key to the records room after she... Anyway, my point is, they've kept all the files from me. Rose was the one who compiled everything from our side. And even then, she was probably not aware of this. There's only so much they let us know. After that, they just told us to wait for our commission, and that the legal team would handle the rest. The rumors are true, huh?
Seems so.
The place gets unlucky and going bankrupt while the rest of the crap is happening. But this isn't what we're looking for. What we need is the people aside from Isabel Cooper involved in this business with the mansion, and how they are here. We can't do much with the outside contractors. They won't be on file. The employee list, on the other hand, even with 2 people working through the pile, the whole task still takes quite a while. It's a quarter of an hour later while we put down the papers with a sigh and move on to the clients upon Isabel's assistance. For that signing form from the open house comes in handy. Something that gives me a laugh when I buy the fake name I wrote on one of the sheets.
Why'd I even pick this name? It sounds so lame.
What name?
Nothing important. Just focus on those papers you have. We need to finish this soon, before Seb suspects anything.
She snatches the paper away before the thought of hiding it occurs to me. Not that there's not secret in that Isabella found me that afternoon anyway, but still.
Ashley?
I've been careless that day. Tailing Loop Right without confirming where they were headed off to. Ada Butler was terribly effective in keeping the Wrights' engagements from the public eye. There were other things, if only I'd given it the time of my day. In retrospect, I've been too eager, too impatient to find something that'll crack the case and be done with it. My failure goes as far back as the day of the open house. Not during the party.
Yeah, well, I was pressed for time.
Seriously? Ashley? Were you even trying?
Oh, come on. You didn't even notice I was the one who wrote it down.
Of course I wouldn't. Only an idiot would use his real name.
It worked, though. Admit it. It's genius. Who would have thought, huh?
She responds with a roll of her eyes, then dropped the matter entirely while shoving the paper back to my hands. We lapsed back to our respective tasks afterwards, wordlessly skimming through everything. Reed set aside, get another one. Looking back at the signing sheet I bought, looked right and Hannah right lifted up top. Not that I don't know about them already, of course, but scanning through the list, a name immediately comes to my attention.
Madeline Williams.
Madeline Williams.
Something wrong?
Huh? No, just that I remember this girl listed here.
She frowns, moves her seat closer, and takes careful read at the sheet. There's a long moment before she speaks up again, but from the way she tenses. She appears to be expecting the words.
What about her?
She was with me, in the group following Cooper, when we toured the upstairs part of the mansion, I mean. Rather loud one, especially when we took a peek into the attic. Kept talking about the ghost stories the whole tour.
Then, do you think she's...
She was reported missing 3 days after.
There was a ruckus at the day her family filed it. Just were naturally given at the lack of progress days later, desperate ones. Her family's willing to shell out all the cash they had just to find her, to no avail, unfortunately. Officer Benjamin has been in a bad mood ever since he spoke with them, but what can he do? What can we do? He's tied, we're all tied. There's only so much we're able to do with everything that has been shoved into our hands.
She still hasn't been found. It's already been a week.
This would make nothing for her comment aside from a nod. Instead, she sat back on a chair with a distant look in her eyes. Her hands bowing to her fist as she struggles with her frustration. Yeah, I am on. No, Mom never done it today, so I'm not gonna complain.
She's at that age. It certainly could have been a natural death.
Did you get it? Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, those games are pretty long anyways.
This C guy, he was in custody just the other day.
Really? Sir John has been looking for him. He stopped reporting to work a few weeks ago.
Right.
Are you sure it's the
I'll
same
learn
person?
what I want when I goes along.
Yep, this is him. Folks at the precinct said they went to his house after a noise complaint. They found him just acting all crazy. Had to take him in when he started getting violent. He kept screaming about a woman. It was driving the guards mad, but he didn't last too long in there. A few hours in, and he just started bashing his own head against the wall, and, well, it was messy, to say the least.
Oh no, we had no idea. Is he okay? HR just marked him as AWOL because none of their calls would get through.
He's in the hospital right now. I heard they're putting him into a psychiatric ward as soon as he recovers. He's still a bit unstable.
How? No. No.
Do you know about this guy?
Rose was looking for him last week. We haven't heard anything from him either. Until now. He
Right.
never mentioned this to us.
Who, Crawford?
The pages with their names, addresses, and contact numbers will do. We'll start with the ones who live within the city.
All of this?
Only the noteworthy ones. We can't check the outside contractors, but the guys with the direct connection to BRC and the people who attended the open house should be enough.
Right. I still don't understand why he wanted me to play Roblox with y'all when he had Crawford join as well.
We don't have time to see how everyone's doing, especially if what you said is true. You know, for a house your company seems to be in a hurry to sell, they still made quite a fortune out of it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3... 6. Are you sure they're planning to give your entire share for this? This isn't a small amount, especially given the usual cut. And their accounting department isn't in the greatest shape either.
Even if they don't, it's not like someone still needs it.
Belle,
Papa's gone, Ash.
Oh, no. Fuck. Alright.
When?
Huh? When what?
Your dad. I mean, when did you find out?
Yesterday, around 3 in the afternoon there, Mama called. She told me he passed away in his sleep, and I guess I can take comfort in that, huh? But Papa wasn't in any pain when...
Welcome back. What? God.
Tell me about him.
Huh? About what?
Your dad. Tell me about him. Anything. Just talk. Say anything you want. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll listen.
He told me I don't have to listen to them. That I can do what I want.
That's a good question, actually.
Every day, he'd wake up at 4, Ash. Because he'd earn more that way. And every single time, he'd give them to me. Whatever extra he earned, he'd hand them all. So I'd have something to use for my paintings. And you know what? Back home, just a good tube of paint costs almost as much as what we spent for food the whole day. But he'd always set something aside. He told me he wanted to see my paintings in a museum one day. He didn't want me to leave. Begged. I could finish my studies first. In the end, I couldn't even grant him that one request. I'm a terrible daughter, aren't I?
You're not.
Huh?
You're not. I can't speak for your dad. I haven't even met the man. But I know you're not. The Isabella I know is a total klutz, but I've never seen anyone work as hard as she does. She's the type who wears her heart on her sleeve. Though it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's always in the right place. She's intimidated by a lot of stuff, but she knows how to appreciate the smallest things in life. Frankly, you've caused us no small amount of trouble since you barged into our lives. But when I'm with you, all of my worries seem trivial. And I'm pretty sure Zach and Becca think the same way. You have a nasty way of growing on people like that, and you know what? We got everything we needed in here. I'll just wipe the security recordings and we're good to go. While I'm at it, you better wipe the snot off your face. And you don't look very nice when you're balding like that. So, yeah, I'll go get the security videos and put these back where you pulled them from. Man, these are heavy, you know?
Ash, it's just paper. You don't even know where I...
Oh, no, I can handle this. Easy as pie. And, yeah, security cams, tapes, videos, cams.
I'm playing the leather horror game still.
Yeah, I'm off.
Shut the fuck up. I'm playing with you tomorrow. What do you mean? You're such a crybaby. I'm joking. Yeah. Yeah. Never figured that abomination.
Standard lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
Can you unlock a door with a bobby pin? Is that actually real? That's for real? Okay. I asked if you could actually lock picking with a bobby pin.
Ugh, this place smells awful. Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bag. No fuss, no muss. What the hell is...
Did you really have to call? We're practically on the same floor.
Get out of there.
What? What are you...
Out. Get out. I'll meet you in the elevator.
You're creeping me out, Ash.
Just get yourself out of that place, now! Son of a...
You what? You get the glitch again?
Why are we in such a hurry?
We need to get out of this place. Did you get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. But really, you don't look too good. What's wrong, Ash?
I'll be fine. I was in the security room. There's... from the monitors. There's fucking...
Oh, come on! They should just replace this whole thing.
No, I'm quite sure I pressed for the ground floor.
Ash, did you hear that?
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
We need to go, Ash. We have to.
This isn't in my fucking training manual.
Ash, we need to leave. I know that sound. Ash, please, get the elevator. Ashton!
Damn it! Damn it! Fucking hell!
Ashton, the door! The door!
Oh! Oh! What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh! What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, bitch? Huh? Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
it's all here. But really,
Okay. Bitch, I don't understand what you want me to do. I don't understand this.
yeah, it's all here.
God, why do you have to crawl like that? Yeah, get the tablet. I don't understand. Huh?
Yeah, it's all here.
I don't know what you mean. I don't...
it's all.
Bone diggers. Is it working? Oh! 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 I think I know what I have
It's
to
all
do.
here.
What is that? What? Fucking bitch. Not you, the thing. No.
We're okay. We're fine. Right?
Yeah, we're good. Alive. Fuck, we should have taken the goddamn stairs. Remember your training, Frey.
Hey.